And welcome to episode 3 of season 28 of the LGAHL Access. I am your host, Bryson66. Glad to be back here for another week. We are wrapping up week 3. Can't believe it. Already 3 weeks into the season. It's going quick. Tonight, I'm so blessed, so very blessed to have my full panel team here. A big happy family. One would say Dunks is the mother. Sean is the autistic, mentally challenged son we adopted. And Phi is the abusive uncle. I don't know how else to go about this family.
The one we regret adopting. I just want to throw that out there.
Sean, do you any comments to come back at Dunks?
No. I will refrain from any negative comments.
So you're taking the autistic claim?
No, I'm just brushing it aside and never acting like you said it.
You're the better man. You hear that, Dunks?
I'm a woman, apparently, so.
What's worse, being autistic or a woman, Josh?
Let's not assume
you know what?
gender.
Everybody needs a good dick in their life.
Let's not assume it's gender.
Yeah. It's 2017. Don't assume my gender. I shaved my face for this.
You look very young and clean today.
The bearded lady was making an appearance.
I look like
costume.
I look like I'm ready to slay.
I guess. Phi, how are you doing this week, sir?
I had to cover my face in embarrassment, being the drunk uncle that nobody wants, and my performance so far.
What's the all gibber jabberish below your name and your title mean? I see you've got some Spanish there. What's the translation? That's
discrimination against the Spanish people with your jibber jabber comment, but we're gonna overlook that for a second. It says El Bandito de Hermanas, and what that means is sister thief.
So you steal everyone's sisters?
Well, I mean, I've got
Just
one.
his own.
I've only managed to steal one sister at this point. She just happens to live with me.
Highway robbery, I suppose.
I wonder if she hears you saying this.
I don't think Phi even has a sister.
No, she's at work right now.
God damn it!
I was gonna ask if she was locked in the basement.
She's the breadwinner. Okay, that's why I got with her.
All right, let's move on with the show here. Just not too much news going on. Media's been pretty much the same. As expected, those articles kind of die out. They're exhausting. I remember trying to do them. Remember my game of the night, Sean? Do you remember those?
Yeah. Oh, I actually remember doing my own rankings, and it was too much. I understand why I didn't stop.
Yeah.
I mean, like top 5, bottom 5, something short and sweet. That's better than nothing.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty easier article to write, but that's still. I mean, he puts a lot of time into that stuff, so it seems so.
Well, it could also be he's waiting for us to put in stats for that one game that's all fucked up and API and stuff like that too. Or, people have things that go on. I know John was asking yesterday. He was asking me who my D partner is. So I suspect he's probably going to do another, top AHL D pairings or something. Cool. I don't know. I could be wrong.
That'd be very cool. Yeah, no, the articles are great. I enjoy reading. I mean, I enjoy the shows and everything, but I enjoy reading a nice written article, and so far the ones that have been done are very nice. So hopefully they pace themselves out and don't get burned out, and we still see them throughout the rest of the season. In regards to media, we on the LGAHL Access, we are looking for another panel member. So someone to be on the show whenever you can make it. Most of the guys are here mostly every night, but we're just looking for, it's pretty easy. You can ask any of the guys. I keep it easy for you. If you want to do your own segment, you're more than welcome to if it's good enough. And if you're entertaining enough, you're on for permanently. And, you just got to help out with some of the, the behind the scenes work. But other than that, I try to keep it simple for you. So if anyone's interested, just message me, or you can message any of the other guys if you want to ask them about it and what it's like. So would love to have someone on the show. Someone else.
Two rules. You can't be better looking than me, and you can't try to steal my spotlight. That's it.
I mean, you got to have a spotlight for it to be stolen.
You said it last show. People really enjoyed Dunks' Detriments. Start the show.
Well, we haven't talked about the ratings yet, so.
Well, I didn't.
He's going to ride that as many weeks as he can.
Yeah. Well, I think the ratings are dying, just as it looks like Dunks is dying inside right now as he sits there. And we had something else to discuss, and now I've lost it, and I'm really disappointed.
Was it?
Oh,
the
interview.
Yeah.
Interview. Yeah. We don't have someone to interview this week. Kind of fell through. Happens. Everyone gets busy with stuff, so no big deal. But if you want to be interviewed, and you're an interesting person, I don't want you coming to me if you're 0-9 and you don't even have 1 point. I'm not trying to be a dick, but if you're any managers, will normally always take a manager. Staff member will sometimes take. We try not to do staff all the time, but managers or players that are having a good season is typically the guys we like to interview. So
I'd still like to interview Sloth Climax. That's a great gaming tag.
Sloth Climax is one that the door will be open for.
Yeah,
Correct.
absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
She will always be on our panel.
So, all right, that's gonna do it here. We're gonna move on. We're gonna start off the show with lines of the week. Then we're gonna get to Rebels Corner. We should do Rebels last because that is the better segment, but we'll do it second. We'll start the show off on it, and then after Rebels Corner goes Dunk's Detriments, then Power Ranking. So next up, we've got lines of the week. Stick around. Welcome back, as we are here to do the lines of the week. Dunks is going to take a break. He needs to build up his energy for his segment. He's got to get his rest. He looks exhausted. So enjoy the next 10 minutes, Dunks.
Hey,
As we,
in my defense, I went to work at 8 and didn't get off till 6:30 today. I worked hard for once. For once.
I just can't imagine how tough it is working for the government. That's got to be brutal.
Hey, American tax dollars, you guys paid a good employee today. I just want you to know that.
For one day out of the 365, so that's good.
I don't work on Christmas, so 364.
Great. I didn't ask.
So you don't have any days off besides Christmas?
Well,
Okay.
I do have one day, but I have Christmas.
I don't
Eve,
even
but
know
it
why we're
comes on
talking about
Sunday.
this. What are we doing right now?
We're talking about my holidays.
paid time off.
Or it's the holiday season?
So, all right, lines of the week. Here we are. We're going to start off with the East, and that's going to be Garrus. Garrus, take it away. What do we got?
All right, so for the East, these guys are putting up big numbers this week. Got to give it to them. Goalies got penetrated very hard this week. So left wing from the Laval Rocket is Lorenzo X24. I'd like to give a shout out to them because I promised Provorov, who I know in real life, that I would give them a shout out if they beat the crap out of us, and they did. That was last week. But anyway, Lorenzo, 3-0 in the week, beat Springfield, Rochester, and Wilkes-Barre. He did go 3-0, 19 points, 10 goals, 9 assists, 11 hits. Only a +3, though. But interesting stat that he had 100 shooting percentage this week.
Are you fucking serious?
That's what it says.
That's unfucking believable. Wow.
Unbelievable. Anyway, and only had a -4 giveaway takeaway ratio. This is what it says on LG, so I'm going word for word.
Yeah, those takeaway giveaways stats are pretty accurate.
Yeah, look at me.
Well, yours
Anyway, yeah, I think they might be giving me a break. Anyway, we have his line mate, center, RG Breezy, who also went 3-0, same 3 games, 19 points, 12 goals, 7 assists. And it's saying that it had 120 shooting percentage. I don't think this is correct. That's pretty impressive. Now, I think that the stats of the 12-1 game against Springfield are kind of not adjusted yet. So that's why it's saying that. I apologize for the inconvenience. He only won 25 faceoffs out of 55, but he had a -5 giveaway takeaway through the one game. All right, well, I mean, they need to do their stats. GG. Anyway, moving on, we actually have someone from a different team. We have Freddie023 from the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, and give out a shout out to my former GM Horvat. Freddie did go 3-0, 13 points on the week, 7 goals, 6 assists, no penalty minutes, +6, took 21 shots, and -14 giveaway takeaway ratio, and actually lost 7 faceoffs and didn't win one. GG, but good job. think we're going to change, but we're not. We're going to have another guy from the Laval Rocket, assumably playing on the same line. We have Modemizer. I think he was on the line of the week last week, I believe. He did go 3-0, 8 points, but got 6 of them in one game. Anyway, he had 1 goal, 7 assists, 5 hits, +3 only. And actually had a -3 giveaway takeaway in 1 game. But, yeah, they don't do stats. GG.
Well, it might not be that they didn't do stats. The fucking player summary was fucked all week because EA Sports is a bunch of winners.
And then we have Howie Do from the Binghamton Devils, 3-0, 7 points, 1 goal, 6 assists, +2. And only a -1 giveaway takeaway ratio through 3 games on the week. Pretty good. Last but not least, we have Iriva from the Binghamton Devils. Went 5-1 on the week. The East goalies didn't do that well this week, but seems like he did the best. 81 saves, 77.8 save percentage, 18 goals let in, 63 saves, and 3 goals against. That's all.
That's all.
Shout out Howie. He stayed undefeated longer than me. I love you, buddy.
Howie with only what was that, 1 or 2 differential? You said, Sean. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, for a defenseman, that's ridiculous.
Well, I don't know. I find on defense.
I mean, like ridiculously good.
Yeah,
like that's good because the season I played defense, but granted, it's me. I led the league in ways.
I'll dock you off a point though, Sean, because when you said that, when you were mentioning about line mates, I was hoping you were following that up with a lad, but you didn't. So I'm going to deduct a point for you there.
Stop.
What's wrong with the mate lad, Dunks?
I hate it so much. It's so.
Well, I'm going to have to trade you because you're on the CUDA mate lads.
Oh my god. Guys, you heard it here first. Dunks is on the block.
Easy peasy.
Yeah. Should get a good return.
Yeah, right. For the West, Fi, take it away.
All right, for our West lineup of the week, we're going to start off with a guy who was red hot. I believe he's making his debut on the lineup of the week. Former NHLer left wing for the Stockton Heat. I'm just a squid. Solid performance for this guy. He had 13 goals on the week, including 8 assists, a total of 21 points for you at home that can't do math. Impressive week too. I mean, he didn't play. He wasn't scrub hunting. 4-3 win against Chicago Wolves. 9-2 over Rockford. 9-1 over the Cleveland Monsters. And in those 9-point games, he had a 9-point game with 4 goals, 5 assists. 8-point game with 5 goals, 3 assists, and a whopping +14 on the week. So no scrub hunting for that guy. He went out and he just dominated some quality competition. So good on him, left wing, Stockton Heat. I'm just a squid. Moving on to center, we've got his line mate, Mac A, also going 3-0 against those teams, Chicago, Rockford, and Cleveland, with 3 goals, 12 assists, feeding Squid the Rock, and a +12. Moving on, we're going to go to a Cleveland Monster right winger, Hammy, 27. He also went 3-0 on the week. A couple of big wins for this guy. 9-0 against the CUDA, 2-1 against a current playoff team in the Colorado Eagles, and 7-1 against the struggling Milwaukee Admirals. He had 10 goals, 6 assists with 16 points and a +14. So we're seeing a little bit of trend here. Big point totals for the Western lineup. Very, very good, guys. I don't think we've seen a week like this. Offensive explosion so far. Moving on, we're going to look at CUDA left defenseman Down Syndrome Dave. Not a very appropriate gamer tag there, Dave. You might have to TOS you. 1 goal, 1 assist, but he managed to go 3-0 with a +7, only 2 penalty minutes. So solid performance for the D-man. Moving on to the right D for the West, we've got Lindgros, S28, Manitoba Moose. If anybody's played against this guy, he's pretty fucking frustrating to play against. Honestly, I don't know how he does it. He's everywhere on the ice. He gets takeaways. He's offensive. He contributes in the offensive zone. He's back on the back check and poking people at the blue line. So he's all over the ice, and he's a whopping 9-0 on the season. 1 goal, 5 assists with a +9 on the week. Man, that fourth line Worthy line has been tearing it up, but I don't know how well they'd really be doing if it weren't for this guy on the back end saving their ass. Really, he is fantastic. Moving on to the beneficiary of a couple of our forwards of the week, Stockton Grandpa Puff 420, goalie for the Stockton Heat, 4-0, 1 goal against average, pretty elite, 91.3 save percentage with 46 shots against and 42 saves. So 4 games, only allowed 1 goal in each game, and he recorded a shutout. So like I said, a little bit of a beneficiary playing with some of those lines in Stockton, but the guy's been playing solid nonetheless. And that's going to wrap up your Western lineup of the week.
All right. Thank you, Fi. Oh, we got a little bit of an echo there. That's got to stop. I think that's coming from you, Fi. Thank you. Good lineup. Man, Squid putting up 7 points per game, which is ridiculous. Shout out to my boy Dave. Big week for you, Dave. Nice job, man. And I believe that's Stockton's goalie making a return to Lines of the Week. He only went 4-0, but man, those are some impressive numbers to play, especially when playing goalie in this game. So pretty good stats there all across the board for the East and the West. Thank you guys very much. Next up, we've got Rebels Corner. Fi, don't go too far. We're going to have you up next up on the Rebels Corner. And welcome back as we are here for Rebels Corner, one of my personal favorites, probably the best segment on the show, for just being blunt with each other, with everyone.
For sure. No disrespect, Five, but Bryson's just trying to trigger me.
I'm not. Everyone knows how much I love Fi in this fantastic segment. Fantastic. So just going to hand this off to Fi. Fi, what do we got for the Rebels Corner?
All right, guys. Welcome to our 3rd edition of the Rebels Corner. Got a little bit of a treat for you guys. I'm going to give you 3 performances that stood out to me this week. We're going to start off in the East with our Charlotte Checkers, that is. See, they're so insignificant, I don't even know how to pronounce their name. But this week, they did jump out at me a little bit. They get a win this week. Bravo, Checkers. 1-8 on the week, making them 1 for the last 18 games. That win against the Laval Rocket this week ended a 13-game slide. Now, I don't know about y'all, but if I was on that team, I'd probably have replaced my controller 6 times this week, my headset 3 or 4 times as well. That is unbelievable. I don't think I've ever seen a team lose that much in that consistent of a span. But they did get the win this week. Came up against the Laval Rocket with Gilbsy on center, Rextify, I don't know how you pronounce your name, man. Rextify on wing. A solid Red Hot Rockets team who's been on our top countdown for a couple weeks now. But they managed to pull it out. Gave them 5 wins on the season. Like I said, 1 for their last 18. I'm going to point out one guy specifically, right winger Charon X71. He managed 2 goals with 3 assists in that game. Only -1 on the takeaway giveaways. Charlotte was up 3-1 in that game going into the 3rd. So it looks like Laval made it a game, winning 5-4 for the Charlotte Checkers. But, they managed to hold on in the 3rd. Bravo, Charlotte, getting a win on the week. Lucky you. Moving on to the West.
Charlotte again.
Oh, it's a theme. I'm running with it.
Okay.
I have
that Texas education, man. It's really killing us here.
I'm telling you. So the West, we're going to move on to Milwaukee's Admirals right wing. Admit you're salty. I'm sure Josh is a heck of a fan of that gamer tag. For his only win of the season, being 1-4, he helped his team pass the ex-Darth 93-led Colorado Eagles. Darth has been on our lineup of the week a couple of times this season. Was in that game, ended up losing to the lowly Milwaukee Admirals. I think they're only sitting on 8 wins this season. The kid had 4 goals on 7 shots, 2 apples, and an 8-5 victory over the Eagles. Potsy was in that game. Like I said, Darth was in that game. So quality opponent. Guy just showed up. Showed up for the first time this season. So good on you. Admit you're salty. I'm going to change your gamer tag, though. Can't really be salty if you're losing all the time. Those are your East and West Rebels, but I will mention, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention it. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, Josh. Syracuse Crunch goalie, Immortal BMW. Wow. 32 saves in a losing effort. They lost 1-0 to those Laval Rockets and Gilbsy's line. 1-0. Laval had 33 shots to Syracuse's 9. 9 minutes time on attack for Laval. 1-for-1 on the power play. 16-8 on face-offs. And Immortal stood on his fucking head to keep his team in the game. How you let a performance like that by your goalie slip by the wayside and you lose it for him getting shut out 1-0, I will never understand. Good on you, Immortal. Great fucking game. Sorry your guys couldn't pick it up and deliver you a victory. Like I said, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention it. Great game, Immortal.
It actually carried into overtime as well, that game.
Yeah.
Sounds like Immortal's the only one who had his TV on that game.
Yeah. There's also false news there. I brought it to your attention, not Dunks.
Whoa.
You're not that good of a reporter. Relax.
Semantics.
But, all right, good Rebels Corner, yeah. Man, Immortal, those stats are insane for a goalie. You could even see it in the Daily Stars that he was being mentioned by a few other guys for his amazing performance. So good job, and good job to all the other Rebels. Next up, now we're going to go from the positive to the negative, where we are going to go to Dunks Detriments, which is coming up next. Don't want to miss it. When it comes to being the soothing light. Hello, and welcome back to LGHL Access, as we are here for Dunks Detriments. Now, I just said before we went to a little break here that you don't want to miss it, but you probably do want to miss it. This is a good time to use the bathroom, take a break, you know.
Okay, seriously, you need to fuck off or you're going to be a detriment next week.
I am a detriment every week. You don't need to remind me. But what I am going to say is Phi actually is allowed one interruption. You interrupted him during Rebels Corner, and we don't appreciate that. So
hey, the people want to see me.
Well, and I'm going to actually help out Phi and take his side, and going to say Dunks is joining us live from Charlotte. So Dunks.
I live in DC. What do you mean?
Sorry for walking away. I thought it was a good time to leave.
Oh, it was. It still is. Why'd you come back so soon?
Hey, Sean, I was just about to ask.
Were you about to ask?
Yeah.
Ask. You were about to ask.
Do you mean ask?
There's a lot of actions going on this panel, guys. Just bear with us.
Jesus Christ. We're a mess. We're all detriments.
This is the detriments. Okay, so Dunks, let's hear it. What do we have for detriments, my good man?
Okay, so let's get into the detriments, guys. We need to get a theme song for me. That'd be fucking lit. Anyways, moving on. Before we get into the detriments, I want to shout out my new friends, Drake and Spruce Moose, who got their first win this week. Good job, guys. Fucking did it. I'm proud of you. Anyways, moving on from them, I don't like to highlight just performances, right? If someone gets caught on a second tag, they're a detriment because they're banned, things like that. Stupid forum posts is where we're going today with our detriment of the week with our new friend Goat Neil. I don't know who told him he's a goat when he's 2-6-1 in the PSN, which is the lesser league, but Jesus Christ, this dude went off talking about handicapped firefighters and how he can't look up the rules and he expects every bog to be able to tell him exactly where every rule states what he can and cannot do. This all stemmed because he wants to be able to ECU for the CHL when he's on an NHL roster. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck are you thinking? I don't even begin to comprehend how stupid you have to be to make a post like this. You call all the bogs incompetent. You call Brody incompetent. You call everybody incompetent. And then you put at the end Sincerely, GOAT. First of all, I don't know if you know what sincerely means, but it usually means, use it genuinely. Like you genuinely feel like it's not. You can't use it at the end of a negative. Like,
hold on, Josh. I'm gonna look up on dictionary.com sincerely.
Bro, I got the definition right here.
Josh, keep going. Keep going.
Sincerely, in a sincere or genuine way. Used in a sentence. I sincerely hope that we shall have a change of government. Well, Brody, guess what? We're getting a change of government in LG. You're fucking out, and I'm fucking in. Anyways, Bryson, I would like to ask you a question. Can you please inform our good friend, Goat Neil, what he lost today?
Congratulations! You've lost all the respect of the LGAHL members and the staff.
Like, I don't understand how people are so fucking dumb in this league. I mean, he belongs in the CHL. I'll give him that much. I will give him that much. But Christ on a cracker, this guy's off his rocker.
I just I want to take a break because like I'm losing it inside. But did you catch Josh? Sean saying, "Don't stop, Josh." Was Sean about to come?
Wait, did he say that?
He really said, "Don't stop." Sean, what's going on over there? We'd like to see your hands. First off, show your hands. All right. Oh, thank you. That's better.
It might have been over the pants. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Fair.
Go ahead, Dunks. I like
Shout
it.
out to Connor for that old gamer tag. Anyway.
Go ahead, Dunks. Continue the detriments. I was concerned.
I mean, that was really it. I mean, the guy's an absolute moron. And then when someone called him out for being angry, what he's angry about, not being able to ECU for the CHL, he literally said there's no rule against it. When, as pointed out by our good friend Sidonian Knight, well, not Bryson's good friend, but we won't get into that.
I love Sidonian Knight.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of someone else then. Article 3, Section 4, Article 5, Subsection 5, that's what I'm going for. NHL players cannot ECU for the AHL. AHL players cannot ECU for the CHL. So in what realm do you think it is okay for an NHL player to ECU in the CHL? What the hell is wrong with you? That's all I got today, guys. Big shout out to Spruce Moose and Drake. You guys did it, and Sloth Climax too. I think you got a point this week. Yeah, 0-8-1 against
He almost got a couple points off of you.
Yeah, I was ass this week, dude. I should be a detriment. I should highlight myself. I got pounded by Fourth Line and the boys. They were a good team though. They did really well. But fuck, I had an awful week.
Yeah, the detriments. Yeah, I mean, you want to call the guy a moron, but I mean, hey man, thanks for the easy content, right?
I know. He made my job easy. I was gonna come home from work and look up who my detriments were gonna be. I got on. I was like, ooh, an alert. Oh, Bryson mentioned you in a thread. What's this? What can it be?
Breaking news by the most trusted source of media in the LGAHL. You heard it here first.
God damn it, Sean. I can't take you serious with the rose wallpaper border behind you.
I know.
It is so painful.
Come on, you got a cactus on your hat.
Just cover it up, man, with a flag or something. You know what I mean?
Sorry, I don't want to show my nationalism of a... Never mind. We're not going to get into that.
We're accepting of Jews here, Bryson.
Don't make me click my feet together and throw my hand in the air.
You're disgusting.
Well, it looks like we're going to be banned.
You're disgusting.
I hope you're talking about the Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
Disgraceful.
Yes.
Disgraceful.
Yeah. All right, this detriments has gone on long enough. Next up. Oh well, I'm ending it. I'm cutting it right now. Stopping it.
No, I don't think so. God damn it! Hang on, guys. Cassie wants to say hello. Oh shit! What'd you press on my keyboard? Say hi, Cassie. Hi, puppy.
Oh my god! I can't even say anything bad now. I just got to smile and look at that dog. Okay.
She's adorable. Get down.
That's it. That's it for Dunk's detriments. Next up, we've got the top 10 power rankings. A little bit of change, lots of change actually. So definitely don't want to miss that. It's coming up right now. Hello and welcome back for the final segment of LGAHL Access. This is the top 10 power rankings. This is a story about about a girl. I can't even fucking do it. Forget it. I was gonna be funny. Top 10 power rankings. We're gonna rotate off everyone doing each team, and just gonna start off with number 10, which is Fi. Fi's gonna do the honors of starting it off. Fi, who do we have at number 10?
At number 10, we've got previously unranked Colorado Eagles. They look to be a little bit of a beneficiary of some other teams having not the greatest weeks. These guys only went 4-5 this week, but they did have a couple of quality wins against Manitoba, 4-3. They beat the Rampage, set 6-5. They did have that loss to Milwaukee we mentioned earlier, but nonetheless, these guys have been pretty solid. Looking at their roster, they only have one guy below 500 personal record. And I'm calling you out, Potsy. You spent seasons in the NHL as the Columbus owner. You know what it takes to win. You got to get together, man. This is the AHL. You're supposed to show up and show out. So all your other guys you picked up are above 500 and you aren't. You got to step it up, man. That's your number 10 power ranking for the week, Colorado Eagles. Who do we have at number 9, Josh?
All right. Just to highlight something about number 10, Potsy has gone off the deep end ever since he stopped playing with me about 4 years ago. He's just been disgraceful. But anyways, moving on to number 9. We got the San Diego Gulls, led by, Jesus, I am a disgrace, Ghosty, Lazy Kids in Georgia, and Luke Force Walker. They went either, they could have gone 8-1 or 7-1 this week. I will not know until they put in the stats from the Manitoba game last night. They won the games they should have won. Won a couple that they, I wouldn't say shouldn't have won, but they lost to Stockton. Again, we don't know about that Manitoba game. They beat San Jose and they beat Ontario. So some impressive wins. Some impressive games, so good on them. Last week they were unranked, so they make it in at number 9 this week. And who do we have at number 8? Sean.
At number 8, we have the Rochester Americans. But before I get into depth about that, clarification, these rankings are based on seasonal points and not by week. So you'll see like the same suspects, like Lehigh Valley, if they have a bad week, they'll still be in the top 10. But other than that, this is based on seasonal rankings, and we're giving the update of how they did that week. So without any further ado, we have the Rochester Americans at number 8. They did go 6-3 on the week. Some key losses. The 2 losses they had out of the 3 were big losses. They lost 7-3 to Rochester and 8-1 to Laval. So other than that, they did beat Toronto. They did beat Charlotte. I mean, who hasn't? Oh, wait, Laval hasn't. They beat Syracuse. They beat Wilkes-Barre. And, of course, like every team does, they beat Springfield and also against Providence. So 6-3 week, still leading the division or still close to, in contention for the division. I'm not 100% sure. But, 6-3 week, better than, 0-8 or 13 games in a row losing. So who do we have for number 7?
At number 7, we've got, they went down 2 spots from last week. They were ranked 5. Now they're 7th. It is the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. Coming off a pretty brutal week. It's showing here as 3-5. Last game not put in by for the Senators game. I'm not sure if you guys have that update at all or not. But regardless of how that game.
Sorry to interrupt, but a lot of games were rescheduled yesterday. I totally forgot about that.
Oh, okay. Fantastic. Well, regardless of that outcome, it was a pretty rough week for Wilkes-Barre Scranton as they're sitting 2nd in the division behind Lehigh Valley. Man, that's a team you just don't want to lose game. Have a bad week like this and let them, pull away from you. So Wilkes-Barre Scranton's got to do better, or they're going to see themselves out. Probably have this top 10 power rankings. They have another repeat week like that. So hopefully they can string some wins together and keep themselves up here in the top 10. Maybe not. Maybe they want the worst lines. But next up, number 6, Fi, who do we have?
Number 6 this week coming in, we've got San Jose Mate Lads. I know you love it. Just embrace it. Just embrace it. They were ranked number 2 last week, so a little bit of a downfall of these guys, but they still came out with a 5-3 record this week. Y'all fill me in. Was the Grand Rapids game rescheduled?
6-3. We won that game.
6-3. Okay, we won that game. It just hasn't been updated. Bryson needs to get on entering stats. 6-3. Really consistent team. You look up and down this roster; these guys are really performing. The only detriment, oddly enough, is the Bryson and Garris line. The only thing really holding these guys back from being on top of their division. And obviously a red-hot Stockton Heat team that's been blowing up the league. So,
breaking news, Malcheski is back, boys. The May lads are about to take over.
We did go 2-1 with ECUs this week, so I mean we've been doing pretty well for ECUs as our left wing. So now we have someone who plays their television on, and hopefully.
I was gonna mention, y'all brought up Screen Peeker, and he helped y'all with that big win over who was it? Did y'all beat Manitoba this week?
No, Stockton.
Yeah. Y'all beat
We
Stockton
put
with the winger. Y'all have had a couple of lucky call-ups.
And I'd like to give a good shout out, for anybody, next season's on. Josh Fearless and Screen Peeker, fucking fantastic players, man. They played really well, and they could easily make it in the AHL. So I'm not looking to do management business. They're stuck with us, but great guys. Just want to give them some give some shout outs. Those two, they did fantastic.
See, that's what happened when you actually do your research or TC. You actually find some gems that you can use for ECU. But
that's why you do the bitch work for us, Sean.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm on a 3-season deal, so I guess I'm kind of entitled to
a little bit of bitch work.
Hold on, Bryson. Are you updating your trade block as we speak?
Yes, it's always being updated. All right, go ahead, Fi. Sorry to interrupt you, sir.
No, that's all I had. Let's not talk about the CUDA too much.
Yep, thank you. Let's not.
What do we have at number 5, Josh?
Well, at number 5, we have our good friends from Ontario, led by Laporshkin and the boys. The Reign finished this week 7-2, with losses to Manitoba, only 2-1, and a loss to the Gulls, 2-1. So, all in all, solid week. They beat last week's 9-0 Stockton Heat. Cassie, get off my computer. They beat the San Antonio Rampage, a couple other teams. I mean, they beat some bad teams too. Milwaukee, Iowa, sorry, Fi. But all in all, a solid week by them. But what do we have at number, what are we at, 4, 5, 4? 4. Garris. Sean?
See, I'm getting there. I see counting is your specialty. Last week, this team was number 7, so if you paid attention, you'll know who it is. But anyway, at number 4, we have the Cleveland Monsters. They did go 7-2 on the week. Their one of their losses was a shutout by the Tuscan Roadrunners, as I call them. And the other loss was a 9-1 spanking from the Stockton Heat. Other than that, they picked up wins that they should have against Milwaukee, Bakersfield, and Iowa. And they beat teams such as us. Frankly, they crushed us 9-0. And then they also they beat Chicago and San Antonio. So, I mean, 7-2 is a pretty good week for this team. I mean, this is pretty much, I think, remnants of the Syracuse team, I believe. I can't quote for sure. But, Wags in the NHL always has a good AHL team, and I feel like, it's the same people on the team every season. I don't know how they do it. I mean, they pretty much put them through bidding and everything, but NHL bidding, kind of a slimy way, but whatever works. But other than that, same group of guys. Reminds me of the Rockford of VHL with Mo Rash and the boys. Other than that, who do we have number 3?
I like that comparison, Sean. It's a good one. Old school. Number 3, I can't believe that I'm actually going to say this, but a team that went 7-2 actually fell down the rankings, which is crazy. But we're talking about the Stockton Heat. Last week they were sitting number 1. Now they're sitting at 3rd. Stockton started off the week a little scary, losing to the CUDA 4-2 and the Reign 4-3, and then they just went on another tear and won 7 in a row. The Stockton team's good. They've caught us by surprise for sure, and I think a couple other teams. But right now they're tied the West, first place with 42 points with Manitoba. So the Heat are heating up. They're definitely on fire right now, and it doesn't look like too many teams are going to slow them down. So another solid week for Stockton and Bell and all those guys on the squad there. So solid week for you guys, and now we're moving on to number 2. Who do we got?
I'm going to need you to extinguish these puns at once. They're not funny. About heat and fire. Yeah, I'm just going to need you to hose it down.
Jesus Christ.
John, you're so lit. Are you sure you're not on the Stockton Heat?
Jesus fuck.
I know.
Christ.
What do you,
I am on an official boycott of the show until next week.
Good. You don't have to watch us.
No, I've seen enough already. Thanks, Sean.
All right, number 2.
My turn to talk.
Number 2, Fi. What do we got?
We have the Manitoba Mies moving up in the rankings. Last week they were number 4. We've already mentioned them on the show. 4th line, the boys. They're getting it done. Went 7-2 this week, or 6-2, I should say. I'm not sure what happened in the San Diego game last night. Probably a reschedule. So we'll get an update on that. But only 2 losses on the week as it stands. Beat me on Sunday night 3-1 with the Wild. They beat Ontario 2-1. They beat the CUDA 8-2. Bakersfield 10-3. Lit those boys up. So, some good wins. But this team, looking at their schedule, they're not playing all that much top of the line teams as it stands. Not a knock on them. I mean, they got to play who's on their schedule, but we'll see what happens with them when they play some of the top end teams in the league. So look for these guys to maybe make another move next week. But they do come in at number 2 this week on the power rankings. And Josh, let's finish it off at number 1.
I love it. Saving the best for last. Anyways, we're going to highlight the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, who currently sit on top of the league with 45 points, 22-4-1 record, led by Horvat, Kemper, Presley, and the boys. I got to say, they have Timos on their main roster now, which is good. He's actually a good defenseman. He CU'd with me last season. But they had another good week. They did lose to Bridgeport that was their only loss of the week. They shut out the Binghamton Devils, who are one of the top teams. Only beat the Providence Bruins 3-2. Same thing with Utica, only 3-2. 1-0 shutout of Wilkes-Barre, which is Hilly's team, who's also doing really well. Gotta say, another impressive week for these guys. I mean, they put a 10-3 shellacking on the Charlotte Checkers. God, I hate myself for doing that. Why did I do it? Fuck. I'm a disgrace. I want to shout out my good friend Thundershit Kid 87. I've known him since my Banana League days for a very long time. So he's putting together a good season with only 1 loss. Other than that, Lehigh Valley is really on a tear. They're the team to beat this season, guys. So throw all your first lines at them and third lines at San Jose, because we got smacked 8-2 by Manitoba.
I like that. That's we just talked about last week how you're using this for all the wrong reasons, Dunks.
Listen. We've talked about our trade block this show. We've talked about
my rugged.
Can you even trade the page AGM?
I think you can trade the paid AGM, right? Because it's not a permanent thing anymore.
You can, yeah. I'll find a way. I'll find a way to do it.
I don't know. I was gonna say Josh was safe, but I don't know.
I do have a question though.
For me?
This is no for Fi actually. Sorry. You will like this question though, Josh. I can assure you. And Fi, the question is, if we would ever hit it big, we're wealthy, man. Can we please buy a team and name it the Charlotte Mies?
I don't think I would like anything better. It would be a match made in heaven with my speech impediment and owning a team.
Can we make your sister the mascot?
No, you don't want to cover that up in a mascot uniform.
It doesn't have to be in a uniform. You just be
Yo, we
added-
could just have her be nude and put some antlers on her. That'd be hot.
Don't tease me. Don't.
Look at him getting all excited.
Fucking Fi's like, I know what I'm doing later on. Oh yeah.
Fi can't even sit still. He's shaking the hands. He's doing the jazz hands.
There's some gyrating.
Fi's texting her right now. Hurry up and get home from work. I just got a great idea from the boys.
From the boys. Oh my god. All right. So that's going to be the show, guys. As always, thanks for watching, of course, everyone. And Dunks, Fi, Garrus, thank you all for being part of the panel. It's always fun. Always have a good time doing this with you.
Just to remind everyone, if you want to be interviewed, please shoot me or Bryson a message on the website, group me, Discord, doesn't matter. We're all on it. Well, Bryson doesn't use Discord as much as I do. What was the other thing? If you'd like to be a panel member, same thing. Hit us up.
Message me.
Yep. Message Bryson for that one, mostly because he has a larger radius of people he would rather not have on the show than I do. I'm less picky.
Just look at the flag, the Fuhrer, okay?
Oh
That's what you need to know.
It's not a democracy here.
If you're looking for a good time, hit yours up on Craigslist.
Listen. This is a dunk. This is a dunktatorship. I make the rules. I bring the ratings. I make the rules.
You're just a puppet, Bryson.
Did you say it's a dunk potato chip?
Oh my god.
I think it's
Also,
the show now.
last thing, guys. Beard or no beard? I gotta know. Let me know.
You look like a child.
Suck my ass. I didn't ask you.
Go with a mustache from November.
Josh, did you mean ask?
You didn't even come up with that joke, and I hate you. For
That's fine.
all the
That's
time.
fine. I'm gonna carry it out.
You need to shout out who it's from.
Fatih? Nobody knows Fatih. I'm not
That
mentioning
doesn't
him.
matter. He deserves it.
Well,
He's gonna
he
watch
is.
this.
He has now been mentioned. Yeah,
Every
I
time
bet he
we
will
say
be.
a joke, we should just have a Greek flag over the screen.
Correct. But hey, you know what? Another thing too, guys. Anybody that wants to comment below. Got an idea for a segment? Wants to talk about something? Let us know. Well, we're open for ideas.
We're open for ideas. We tried to build off what the other guys said in their show, the Overdrive guys. We took what they said and tried to apply it to our show. Definitely, we're looking for any help, any criticism. Just let us know what you think. Anything we can do to make the show better.
Who?
Like Sean fixed his lighting. Brody told Sean to fix his lighting, and look, we can see his beautiful red hair.
Who?
We might have to have him dim his lights back down.
Who?
All right, this is ridiculous. All right, thank you, Dunks, for those words to end out the show. And as always, guys, thank you. Always have a fun time. And thanks, everyone, for watching. We appreciate your support. And we look forward to seeing you all again next week. Everyone have a good week. And, yep, we'll see you again.
Yeah, and it comes to feel of the